Welcome to another episode of the UB Plugged In podcast. My name is Joel.
My name is Jose.
My name is Leslie.
And my name is Olga.
So today we got a new special guest with us, Miss Olga. And I know during the last episode, us three gave a quick introduction of ourselves. So I wanted to give Olga a chance to introduce herself as well. So tell us about you.
Thank you. Well, I'm Olga Nava. I am from Galena Park High School. Won't tell you what year I graduated, but I went to University of Houston, the main campus, got my bachelor's in Spanish, and then a minor in Mexican American Studies, and then went back to get my master's degree in Spanish linguistics. I started working with Upper Bound in 2002 as a Spanish and French instructor, then became an advisor in 2004, then became the director in 2020. So I've been part of Upper Bound for a good while.
Yes. So, she's our director. And I think during my time when I was a student here, back in the early 2000s, she was my coordinator. So she was had my position when I was a student.
So I've been here for a while.
Yes, and I know a lot of our listeners definitely know Olga.
For sure.
So tell us some more interesting things about you. I know you have some dogs.
Oh my gosh, yes. I have four fur babies, Canelo, Chase, Mati, and Coco. And I'm fostering little Loki. He goes to his mom, Glinda. And I love to travel. I love having my nieces and nephews all the time at my house. And now lately I've been catching up on Netflix.
Nice.
Yes.
So nicely. Well, what's the show everybody's watching now?
Oh, I don't know. I'm watching. What is that show that I told y'all last week? His and Hers?
His and Hers.
That one's really good. I highly recommend
Which one's that one?
I don't know that one either.
Definitely check it out. I think it's based off. My wife was telling me that's based off a book.
Okay.
But it's a new series that came out, and it's a short series. I think it's like five?
It's 6 episodes.
6 episodes.
It's really good. So you.
Oh, okay. So it's a short series. Then?
Yes, I binge watched it on Friday before the freeze.
Right.
Yeah. So before we move on, I do got to make a correction. I know last time my little one listened to the podcast, and she corrected me. She's actually not 9 years old. She is 8 years old.
Get it right. Get it right.
I got in trouble for that, but I just wanted to make a correction. She did like the podcast, and she actually wanted me to do a quick introduction of her so people could get to know her too.
Okay.
So my introduction for her, she is in 3rd grade. She is part of not really swimming team, but she attends swimming every week. She's part of our local swimming classes that she goes to. So she loves being in the pool. This year she joined the school's dance team. So she does that as well after school. And she's in love with Roblox, man. Shout out to to Forsaken. So my shout out to my little one. All right, so moving along, we mentioned that we're gonna have an episode regarding relationships. It is Valentine's season. It's the love month. So we felt a good topic to bring up is bringing up relationships. So let me ask y'all, do y'all have any plans for Valentine's or maybe a memorable Valentine's that y'all had?
I'll start with my memorable one.
All right.
I got engaged on Valentine's.
Oh, nice.
In 2010.
Hey.
No, not 2014. 2010 is when I started dating my husband.
Okay, let me do the math. When you graduated from U of H.
From U of H.
But you didn't want to mention it.
Yeah. Graduation from high school was 1997. Shout out to class of 97.
Hey, what's up, 90s, baby?
Wow.
I wish there was a dinosaur song. Have you seen that TikTok?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Hey.
But no, I got engaged. I got proposed. My husband, Luis, I've been married with him since 2014. He proposed with my two sons, his boys, on my birthday. And then he asked for my hand, actually, on my birthday when we went out to lunch with my parents. But on the 14th, he actually proposed and gave me my ring.
Nice.
So-
Memorable Valentine.
That is very memorable.
Yes. And I found a picture, but I don't have it. I'll show it to y'all later. I'll post it.
Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna start trying to post pictures on our YouTube. We got a YouTube video slideshow thing, so we'll be posting some pictures of what we talk about to give you a better look.
For sure.
So that's my memorable Valentine's.
Nice.
That is pretty cool.
What I am doing for Valentine's Day, I'm probably gonna go on a date with my honey munchkin. And I don't really, I guess my only memorable one I have was last year when I went out with my honey munchkin, because all throughout high school and middle school, I never had a boyfriend or anything like that. Oh, wow. Because my mom was very strict and I respected her in that thing. So I nothing. I did not celebrate Valentine's Day until last year. That was my first Valentine's Day.
Oh wow.
Oh.
All my years.
Interesting. For me, I would say my plan for Valentine's, I think we kind of got used to where we just go out to eat, man. Yeah,
It's so
we're
crowded.
it kind of is, but I mean, we still find places that are not that crowded, especially if you make like reservations and stuff. It's not bad. Or we'll go the week after. I think this time I've been telling my wife we should go to a camping site, you know, like where they have like the domes and the
glamping.
night skies. Yeah, and you can see like I've been
cool.
wanting to do that. And then just funny thing, yesterday she told me like, you know what, like we should go do something like that.
Glamping.
I'm like, okay,
that
but
would
my
be
daughter
cool.
can't go.
I'll send you some links.
Yeah, so now she's down. So we're gonna probably look into something doing like that. Probably not Valentine's weekend, but because they're probably more expensive. But
And they're probably booked already.
yeah, so we'll look for a weekend like that. But yeah, I like Valentine's Day.
Sometimes I think it's overrated, but it's
Valentine's?
good. Yeah, I think you should
Yeah.
show love every single day.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
it's our chance to spoil ourselves to go eat. Yeah, something like this.
Yes.
Correct.
What is that? Oh, the glamping thing?
glamping
Oh,
stuff.
that is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually would love to do that. That'd be really cool.
Pull up
What
a
is
fire
cool?
outside,
It's out
roast
in
some
the
Here in
hill
marsh.
country.
Texas?
Yeah, it's around.
It's right here in
different
the
places.
hill country.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Roast
that.
Roast some marshmallows. Throw some things on the grill.
That's the
I would love
only.
to do that, yeah.
That's the only camping my husband would do.
Hey, have you done it before?
No, but I seen some that, you know, in Colombia when we've gone, and I'm like, what is that? And it's like it's glamping, but for the ones that don't want to get dirty and filthy and everything. So
Yeah, this
at my
ain't
age
no
right
camping
now,
right now, but
yeah, at my
close to
age
it.
now, it's like okay, I'll do the glamping.
Yeah, I've seen some that are like tree houses and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna look
I would
into
love
that.
to do that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Next,
Well, I really don't have too many plans at all. Not that I know of right now. I kind of haven't really thought about it. I have to think.
Still got a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Munchkin.
It's because we're not even in February. We are in February now, but they just started, so like I haven't really thought about it. I've been
Yeah, makes sense.
too preoccupied with my calculus test.
School
Good,
first.
good
Yes,
answer, good answer.
Like that.
So
All right, so
Yeah.
moving along, you know, when we talk about relationships, the first thing everybody thinks about is, you know, having your personal relationship or your significant other. So my question is, if you could go back and give your 16-year-old self one piece of advice about their first breakup, what would it be? Or just a relationship general. It don't have to be about first breakup. But for y'all was what, like 2 years ago or something?
yeah, yeah.
We'll start with the younger ones.
Yeah, we'll start with younger ones.
I guess mine, I guess what I've learned throughout the years. Well, I never had like a breakup like that, to BH.
Yeah, you weren't
Whatever.
even dating, right?
Yeah, I
you
wasn't
didn't.
even dating. But from what I've seen, I feel like any type of relationship, like with my friends or anything like that, I started kind of like learn from it. Like if I did something embarrassing or I did something that it didn't sit well with them or with me, I would always see it like as growth. I wouldn't really see it as like, oh, they did this, like like now I wouldn't hold like a grudge. I like learn to always like grow from it, like learn from it. Don't really like look back into it. Like just learn from your mistakes, kind of thing.
Yeah. I can like double on that too. But I think if I had to like tell my 16-year-old self something, I think it would be like telling him to like relax. Like, you're 16 years old. Like, it's really not that deep at all. Like, you're most likely not going to like, it's not that high school relationships don't work out, but like you're only 16, you have so much more ahead of you, and there's way more bigger things to worry about, that it's like what little problem you were having in your relationship, it's not that big of a, not that it's not a big deal, but like, because I know it is a big deal in the moment, and it definitely does strain a lot of emotional, like, it feels very strongly and everything, but like, you see it 2 years later and you're like, it wasn't that big of a deal. You know what I mean? And so I would just tell my 16-year-old self to just like relax, and, you know, don't worry about it too much either now. Like, don't let it ruin your like that's all you're thinking about in your mood and all that.
Like, my sister-in-law always says that the 20s is when you make all the mistakes. And we're not even in the 20s yet.
Yeah.
Well, in high school, you're not even in your 20s yet.
Yeah. Like, you can barely drive at 16 years old. Like,
How can you drive your life?
Yeah, you can't even go on dates yet.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
Joel looked straight at me saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree with that too. I think if we were to look back, I felt like so many people are so stressed, and at the age of 16,
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, we don't even get that stressed as an adult, and you know, we can handle it now.
Mm-hmm.
But to think back and we're like stressing over, like, I don't know, walking in the hallways, or
Yeah.
you know,
Or,
you
they
didn't answer my
me.
text,
Yeah.
or you didn't answer my call, and you're over here having a heart attack because of this.
Yeah.
Or in my case, they didn't page me.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, just like kind of like there's so much other things that you could be worried about, or not even worried about. You could just living a stressless, you know, teenage type of experience in high school.
Yeah. 'Cause I feel like you think when you're 16 years old and you think like, oh, we're like, you know, this is a relationship. This is going to, like, it's super serious. Like, this is like, we're adults now. And then like, like, this is who I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. And I have to, these decisions are going to impact everything. It's like, bro, like, you're only 16. You know what I mean? Like, you probably don't even know how to drive yet. Like, you don't, you even know, like, a dating spot. Yeah, you don't know how to pay a bill, like taxes. Like,
Like when my mom used to say, you can't even wipe yourself yet.
exactly. Like, quite literally. So,
It's true, yeah. No, for me, yeah. I'm thinking back and I'm like, who did I date in high school? I was like, you know, what would I tell my 16-year-old is get over it and move on again, you know? And honestly, I think I dated one guy in high school and that was it. And in the 20s, I made mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I made mistakes, but I wasn't one I had a breakup, but then I'm like, okay, wipe my tears off and vámonos, you know, continue.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what I have done in my 20s también.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I waited till 35
Yeah, I
to
think
get
just
married.
having a mindset of a healthy relationship, it could go a long way.
Yeah.
All right, so my next question for y'all is, when we talk a lot about dating, what would be some red flags that you kind of see going around happening either to yourself or the stuff that you see? What are some red flags when it comes to significant others or dating or a relationship?
Even in yourself, right? Or
Yeah, any type of, you know, any red flags with their
significant over
Being
yourself,
jealous.
others, jealousy.
I feel like
Jealousy.
thing.
Not that I'm jealous. My husband can quote you on that, unless he gives me a reason. But jealousy, I think, and it's sad to see that a lot of people think that, oh, he just got mad because he loves me. And I was like, no. Like jealousy, you know, because you didn't pick up a call, because you didn't, you know, text back, because you didn't approve or liked his photo or her photo on Instagram or social media, they didn't, you know, they have an issue. And I was like, no, you know, so I think jealousy is a big, big factor for me. Like that's a
Yeah.
big red flag.
Especially with social media. I feel like with social media, it spikes it even more.
yeah.
If someone is jealous.
And not only that, like all of the social media, but also comparison, like constantly comparing yourself to other relationships and not worrying about your own relationship. I think that can that's a big red flag. Because like you said, like people look at social media and they think some things are normal, and so they're like, why is it not? Why can't we be like that? Or like why don't we have that? And they're comparing. It's like, well, that's not really what's happening. Like they're just posting the highlights,
happy, yes.
but like 90% of it isn't like that. And so I feel like a red flag is like just constantly comparing yourself to comparing yourself to other people on social media or like or other relationships. I feel like you should be doing what makes you happy in your relationship, because not every relationship is the same and not every person is the same.
Correct. Yeah.
I feel like also another red flag is like if they bring you down. Like if you have goals that you want to reach and they're like,
yeah,
no, I don't think that's like realistic.
yeah. Oh, you should like
I don't
tone it
think-
down.
Yeah, you should tone it down. Like you can't do that. Like being negative. I feel like
Yeah.
that's also a really big red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and not being a negative Nancy.
Yeah.
Or even trying, like, if you're having to change your way of being, like, if your friends are, you're different from where, like, you know, when you hang out with your friend, you should be the same way with your partner. Or, you know, like, I have seen many relationships where they act different when they're with their significant others or when they're around, and it's like, why are you acting like that? You know,
Yeah.
like, no, you should be, your spouse should know
Who
your-
you are.
who you are with
Yeah.
him there or without him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me would be manipulating your other significant other. Sometimes, especially when it happens early on, you know, the person starts, you know, asking you to do things like, oh, hey, you're hanging out with your friends too much, but I want to hang out with you. Like, hang out with me more. You know, I've
That's why you
seen
put stuff in your calendar.
yeah, I be seeing this like on movies, on shows, and it's like the serial killer kind, but you know, just different things like where they want you to stop hanging out so much with their friends, or you need to come see me more because I love you, and like this person that you already know, why you still talk to that person, and I don't want you talking to this person, and y'all been dating for like maybe a month,
Yeah.
and so that type of attitude, especially early on, should be a big red flag. There's, you know, just telling you different things to not do because it bothers them, and it's like little simple things, you know, like you dancing with friends, you going out to the mall, or you know, visiting your family, stuff like that. And I feel like, I mean, eventually, I think with any type of relationship, once it, you know, goes on for a couple years, of course, you don't want to do stuff that bothers them. You know, like, for example, I mean, I have a way that I hang out with my friends, and like, let's say my wife doesn't like the vibe that I have with my friends and our relationship, and that's okay. And, you know, there's times whenever I do want to hang out with my friends and I go by myself to hang out with them, and she's okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, but there's other times, like, you know, I know that if I invite my friends and they want to, like, party all night at my house, I'm not going to be disrespectful, and knowing that my wife has to gonna put up with, you know, stuff that she doesn't like, and it being around. So, you know, I guess knowing too what bothers your significant other and if ways that you could prevent it, I definitely recommend it. Because you kind of got to give and take too as well.
Yeah, like
And it's I believe that's something that, not a red flag, but going back into the healthy.
yeah. I think that is a red flag in the sense that, like, when one person is, when it's not balanced, like how you were saying, just there's no balance. Like, one person can be like,
You can't go out, but I'm gonna go out. Yeah.
or like you'll compromise, like you compromise, like, oh, okay, well, I like going to this place, you know, I want to eat this restaurant, right? I want to eat at this restaurant, but they're like, no, I don't want to eat there, you know what I mean? And okay, well, what do you want to eat? And they're like, well, I want to eat this, but I don't really care for that, but like, I'll be like, okay, fine, I'll go, like, let's eat it there. But then they're like, no, I never want to. Like, and they never do the same for you.
Yeah.
Like, there's no balancing in that. I think that's very, I think that's draining.
I don't know what that was.
I think that was my stomach. But yeah, that's some good red flags. So next up, we want to talk about is self-love. So when it comes to self-love, why is self-love important before committing to someone else? There's a saying that goes around, you gotta love yourself before you love anybody else.
I feel like if someone is insecure, it's gonna jeopardize like the relationship.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it kind of goes a little bit with like Olga said, or like what you said about how like jealousy, like you start getting more jealous. Like I feel like that's also part of insecurity. Also like manipulating, like, oh, you can't go like to this, but I can.
Yeah.
I feel like working on yourself is very important, because insecurity is what makes the relationship toxic, or any relationship with any
downfall.
like friendship or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
No,
for sure.
And you first have to start with picking up on these red flags. Like if you're picking up on these red flags that we talked, and these are just a handful that we mentioned, but you're going to, every relationship's going to have different red flags, you know? But if you don't pick up on those, you're not loving yourself. Like if I allow a guy, or, you know, or in my 20s, if I allowed someone to talk to me, even, you know, even cuss at me, that would be like, you're not living yourself. So you have to respect yourself, and always say, you know, love yourself first, and make sure that you're at peace before you can love someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when it goes to that, go back to what Olga said about being the same person around other people than you are with your significant other. So I think that's like a lot of, it has to do with self-love, kind of not wanting to change yourself just to please the other person so they can like you. And now you're going to have to pretend this act for like forever what you're trying to do, because you're trying to
Be with that
have
person
this
forever.
person. Yeah. And so just having like not really expressing yourself, kind of trying to put yourself into, I guess, a view that you feel like another person would like.
Yeah.
I think that's for sure self-damaging. I definitely recommend, you know, finding yourself, figuring out what type of person you are that could help you find somebody similar, or not saying like the same as you, but somebody that could work with how you see yourself. And, you know, I think that would be important in self-love, you know, getting to know yourself, know your likes, know what you don't like. And then when
Speak out.
Yeah, and speak up, especially, you know, I think I see a lot of, you know, unhealthy relationships where one of the partners doesn't speak up about stuff. So they kind of just let it happen, whether it being like, you know, rules around the house, or, you know, the person doesn't like certain things, so that person cannot have anything to do with that person. When it comes to family relationships, let's say one of the partners doesn't like the other partner's parents. So he's gonna be like, you cannot go see them because I said so.
I would say bye.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
So, and it doesn't even have to go to that extreme. It could be something small, like, oh man, like, I don't like one of your friends. I don't want you to hang out with them. And yeah, just you know, little things like that. And you gotta you don't want to be stuck into something that you kind of feel there's no way out. And I think some people, especially, I mean, not to talk down about the old generation, but I feel it happens a lot.
Excuse me.
It happens a lot with older generations, to where they feel obligated to staying into a relationship because either family doesn't approve in divorce or split up, and now they're gonna have to be in some type of relationship with somebody else, even though they feel like this is not healthy for me, but you know, there's no out of it. And that's definitely not healthy.
You know, our older generation, you know, my parents, they grew up with that mentality where we get married and there's no divorce, and we put up with whatever whatever life brings though. But now I think some relationships broke that mentality already, that stereotype that there is an outlet. You know, if you're not happy, you're not happy, and you shouldn't be staying in a relationship just because, you know, you got married through church, or you got married and you don't want to disappoint. You need to you need to love yourself, and before anyone else, even our parents.
Yeah. I feel like just simply if you have self-love before, I feel like all these problems that we just talked about right now, I feel like a lot of them won't happen, simply because you have the self-love to realize what you want and who you are. So you find that person who is like you, or who accepts you, and so you won't
You don't have to change.
Yeah, you don't have to change, or those problems won't really. There will be problems in every relationship, right? But they won't be as much like the problems that we just talked about right now, because you had that self-love to realize who who that person is.
Correct. So now moving along, why is it okay in choosing peace over people? Peace
I'll
over
let y'all
people.
go first.
Peace over people, huh?
Yep.
You don't want to live in a world where you're always like down or anything like that. So you should remove whatever disturbs
Yeah.
that peacefulness.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
Especially because you kind of had either a history relationship or you felt like, like past and like getting, I guess, a divorce or something similar to that. Splitting up, it's not a norm, I guess, from either family members. So, and they decided to choose that over peace.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you choose peace over people who give you a lot of stress. And I feel like if you remove people who give you stress, you obviously are one less stressful, obviously, but what's it called? I feel like it helps you become more happier, and I feel like you have a longer life and you enjoy what's it called? Your life more, because when you're around negative Nancy's all the time or people who don't want to, like, you know what I mean, who put you down, you don't enjoy life, and I feel like that deteriorates you. And I feel like there's just more to life when you remove those people.
No, and it's kind of like when you can tell, like, whenever you're walking, you go into a conversation or to someone's house and you're like, ooh, I need to walk on eggshells. You know? And it's like, why do I put myself in that situation? You know, sometimes it's people that we have to encounter every single day. But why, like, if I'm having to do that, I just need to stay away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be who I am, because if you are my friend, if you're my family, if you're my coworker, this is who I am. I'm an open book, but it's my peace over all these other situations. So I rather, if I don't have anything good to say, I'd rather just stay quiet. And that's my peace. Like I always tell people, if I don't have control of the situation, I'd rather not say anything. So I'm only going to worry about things that I control.
Yeah.
And that's my peace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's important to not get stressed over that too. Like, I feel like some people, they like that. I don't know. They must like that stress and drama. Yeah, because they, just keep going on and on about like, oh, this person this person that, and they feed into it. So I mean, I feel like I'm a chill dude, like that meme, the chill guy. I'm just a chill guy.
I know what you're talking about.
We need to put that.
The guy with
YouTube.
he had his hands in his pocket.
His hands in his pockets. Yeah. Yes, and I mean, I rarely let stuff stress me out.
Olga just stresses him out.
Yeah, and not even with relationships. When it comes to work, when it comes to school, when it comes to, just life in general, stuff not working out. Like, I don't like stressing about it much, and just kind of, it's gonna work out somehow, some way. And if it doesn't, then you just gotta find another way to get it done, or move on. And so I think that's a piece that I have, when it comes, and it helps out. I mean, I feel like not being stressed over, things that kind of have no control is a big thing. And just being at peace at it, no matter what happens. I know, like, just a lot of negative things happening now.
Yeah.
And, hopefully everything does, that happens works out. Some stuff can be very stressful, but just kind of finding your peace and just, moving forward.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree.
So next up, what we want to talk about relationships is with family and friends. So, how do you manage family and friend expectations while pursuing your goals or boundaries with family or friends?
I'll start with mine. With family, it's, from the get-go, they all know. I guess we've been very good in communicating. My my parents, both of my parents were very, very informative and very like you're going to school no matter what. He used to say, la única herencia que les dejo la educación. The only, I guess herencia would be like a will that he's going to leave his education. So we knew school was always going to be a thing in my family. That was a must thing. So I was a teacher. I knew I was going to be a teacher all my life because I always used to put all my friends in chairs, since I was a kid. So, and my brother and my little sister and everybody, they all knew that we needed an education. So our goals were always set, and we had that. So they were very supportive. My friends, I have a group of friends from middle school and high school that I keep in contact, and all of us were going to school. So I think the circle of friends that you create need to be supportive in that sense. So my friends have no choice now. They have to put up with me and my goals and my travel and my hobbies. Pero with our friends, we choose our friends, and we choose who to keep around. And our circle of friends are the ones that keep us going. And all of us started as educators. I was the only one that left and that stayed an educator. Everybody else went into business, psychology, accounting, things like that. So, but we're still great friends, and now in my 40s, so I think it all depends on what you project and also supporting them, so that's my spiel.
Yeah, I think for me, family and friends, going back to the friends part, I think a lot of people, for sure, that your high school friends, most of the times they don't last until adulthood. There are some special friends that do last, of course. I think sometimes some people have sometimes they don't. I did. I had a couple friends from high school that I kept in touch with.
And you were part of UB too.
Yeah, and kind of the opposite though. Like none of them had a kind of like a goal of going to college, and they wanted to go into the work field. After graduating high school. But luckily, they're kind of supportive. We didn't really down each other for, choosing some type of career or, going in separate ways. I had two friends from high school that were, they got in a relationship in high school and they're still together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they're one of my best friends and his wife too, my homegirl. And, but yeah, like during my time in college, there was even times when they went over there and visited me and, we went to like a couple parties with me over there in Huntsville, and coming back, they were there at my graduation, and so they're real supportive. Of course, now, we don't have the time to hang out with like we did in high school, but now we're inviting each other to our kids' birthday parties and stuff like that, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I think friends are important. Sometimes you got to find friends that support your the way you're going with life, but you got to be supportive the other way back, no matter if it's different. If maybe they're not going the same route as you, or maybe have a different mindset, but if you have that connection to where like, hey, I'll support you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
It's
or
it's
even
really
they ask like, I couldn't go to college, but my kid's going to college. So can you help me with that now?
Yeah. So I think that's important.
I was raised in more of I'm still kind of struggling with this. I'm getting better at it, but I was raised more at a household that's very strict and very old-fashioned. So I like to travel a lot, and my family is very much like, no. Well, it's because they're very precautious. They're like, no, what if something happens? Like, no, you can't go with your friends. Like, no, you can't do this, or you can't do that. Like, I've never done this. You shouldn't do that. Like, type of household. So I feel like it's kind of hard setting a boundary, like, in that type of household. Like, I'm still learning, trying to figure it out, but slowly I'm kind of breaking through that, like, stereotype, always repeating type of household type. Because, like, that's how it would be when my mom was a child. Like, her parents did that to her. So my mom is always thinking, like, no, like, they did that to me, so you have to do it too, or stuff like that.
I'm letting you know it will not change. Okay,
Probably
your
not.
parents, my dad is still like, Mija, you shouldn't go out with your girlfriends, when you're married, so. Pero they finally get the understanding that it's my relationship with my husband now, you know. So
Yeah.
it takes time. It's hopeful.
And
Yeah.
breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
Breaking
Especially
the
when you're
cycle.
moving forward.
Yeah, it's hard because especially, for example, me, I'm very family orientated. So whatever like what my family says really has a meaning to me, like means a lot to me. So it's hard kind of breaking that because I'm upsetting them. It kind of goes like that. It also kind of goes in like in the section where sometimes you have to choose yourself, like your peace sometimes
Yeah.
over that. But
There's, or were you gonna say something?
no,
Was that I think there's a word for that. Not saying that what you have, not saying that not saying that it relates to your experience, but I think there's a word where that basically describes when what's it called? Like you have like family guilt. Like you feel like you have to do whatever your family says, because if not, then like you feel like you're gonna lose that relationship with them, or you feel like you're going to like they're gonna disown you.
Yeah.
And it can be like the simplest like things. Like I'm not saying like we're like they're telling you to go to college and you don't go to college. I'm talking about like, oh, come out to eat with us, and if you don't go out to eat with them, then it's like,
Do you even love me? Like,
yeah, it's like, do you even love me? Like how can you not like what? Like how are you not gonna go with your family? Like that's
like why aren't you prioritizing?
yeah.
us?
Why aren't you prioritizing your? I don't know what that word is. There's a word for that, but like I've seen that a lot with a lot of people. Like they have like, which you should prioritize. I think family should be one of your main priorities, but
not the top.
Not the very, you know, when you get older, and especially, you know, I can vouch. There's times that I'm out, and the first thing, it's not like, oh, well, what would my husband think about this? No, it's like, what would my parents say? You know, I think because I was raised in a household like that, but I've been able to lately just been more open-minded. My parents have been more open-minded. I have traveled. I know that I had a conversation with your mom when you went to New York, and she's like, "Está allá," and I'm like, "She's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. You can track her, you know." So sometimes I have to have these conversations with parents and students, and I'm like, "They're gonna be fine." I was like, so, but
yeah, there we go. They're going to be fine.
yeah,
They're
like, just
going to be fine.
And you just got to prove them and make sure. Like when I took off to Spain for study abroad, I had no idea what I was doing. And my parents were like, ¿Cómo le vas a hacer? I'm like, Mom, I'll figure it out. You know, good thing I had traveled with Upper Bound, but I figured out how to make it happen for 6 weeks. But we have to break that, you know, that stereotype, that barrier that our parents did, you know, because when I moved out for the first time at 27, they're like, are you sure you're going to be able to, you know, pay for a house and pay for that? I was like, yes, but why did I need, I told them yes, but I was a little worried, okay, I got to be honest. But I needed that peace. I needed that peace, that I needed my alone time. And sometimes that's what we need. We sometimes need an alone time, and we don't have to go to every event. We used to. I grew up going to every single event porque para cumplir, you know? And it's like, no, not this weekend. I already partied with y'all, you know, last weekend or something. And sometimes we have to say no.
I feel like it's also you have to learn how to
say it.
How to say it. Like I feel like everyone has a different way how they branch out, or I don't know how to put the word of it. Like for example, like when I went to New York or whenever I travel, I learned like with my mom that I have to tell her very last minute, or sometimes I just tell her after it happens. It should be fine because I've learned like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm learning now because my mom is very much like she worries a lot. She's like, oh, what if this happens or something like that. So I've learned now throughout the years that if I tell her afterwards, she won't be mad. She'll be like, oh, good thing that it went well. Like, I'm so glad you had fun, blah, blah. While if I tell her before, like, oh, I'm planning this, she was like, what?
She's going to be stressing.
She's going to be stressing. So I feel like you also have to learn, like, also, like, for example, like that, you have to learn how to deal in those situations if you want to do something differently. But
it's so hard to change parents. My parents are the same way, mijo.
Yeah,
so.
Sometimes you just gotta do it.
Just do it and ask for, como dice, es mejor pedir perdón que permiso. Ask for forgiveness instead of permission.
Yeah, they forget.
They will. So, no offense to all the parents listening. But you ask the parents, and I also, you know, I tell my parents, you got to trust me. You got to trust me that you raised a good daughter. You raised a good son. And you showed value. You know, you showed them the value. You showed them morals and respecting each other and self-love. That way, they're going to be fine if they go out to New York or wherever you're going.
Because we're also their babies. Like, we're their flesh and blood. Like, obviously, they're
always
going to
be their baby.
Yeah, that's what they're always going to be worried, like, no matter what.
Yeah.
But I think bad things happen to, you know, something always goes wrong. And it's about the person being able to handle that and, you know, fixing it.
On their own. Without
on their
problem.
own, yeah. And I think one thing that's bad about it is for somebody that's real strict, that doesn't let nobody do stuff, especially like with their kids, they're going to be rebellious. They're going to do stuff behind your back. They're not going to tell you.
And they're going to take off with the wrong person that has all these red flags just to get out of the household.
Correct.
Yeah.
And rather than having that happen, you would want your child to trust you enough to tell you, like, hey, I'm doing this and I'm not afraid to tell you. Or like, something bad happened and I need your help. Or like, hey, I went to a party I know you warned me about, but I don't want to be here no more and I didn't know who else to call. You want your child to be comfortable to have that, to call you. You know, you don't want them to be afraid to let you know, or you don't want them to be scared to ask for your help when they know they did something bad.
Exactly.
And I think that's a relationship for sure I want to have with my little one. I want her to feel comfortable with coming up to me and, you know, telling me her secrets and relationships and friends and if we gotta go beat up somebody, let's do it. Just kidding. But you want to have that relationship, and you know you don't want to enforce them, have them strict to where they rebel and they don't want you to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
Yeah,
that's important.
and to go back, you made this comment. You're like, because I said like it should be a priority, and then you're like, but not your top priority. And like, I think my answer to that is like, I think it should be a top priority, but I think you can have multiple top priorities. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that doesn't make sense, but I feel like, as in like, it should be important. Like, your family should be very important. And like Leslie said, like their opinions and stuff, and like you're very family orientated. Like, I'm very family orientated too. But I think it shouldn't be where what they say is the final say. You know what I mean?
Under consideration.
Yeah, it should be very under. You should consider. It should be under consideration, right? By law, right? It's your family, right? I feel like you should have that priority. That's what I'm trying to get as like, it should be a top priority, but it shouldn't be the final say, the only say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because sometimes their interest is not to your best interest.
Yeah.
Sometimes they feel like they're obligated to have you do something while you know that you do not want to be part of that or don't want to do it that way. You have your own way of doing it. And, that's where those boundaries need to come up.
No, yeah.
Second that.
All right, so moving along. How do you maintain family and friends relationship when life gets stressful?
I call for coffee and cheese me.
Coffee and cheese, man. Yeah, me and my wife be chismosos all the time. And I love it. I love hearing all the drama.
I think when you're able to just call and just vent to people, yes, you're still mad at the situation, but I think, you know, coffee and cheese me is great. Just let me talk. And don't give me your opinion. If I ask for the opinion, I'll ask for it, you know? But I think just venting, it's like a therapy, you know?
Yeah. And just having those conversations. I mean, I feel like if you have a good relationships with family members and siblings, being able to talk to them is good as well. Or just, you know, being able to put stuff aside and, you know, knowing that the relationship y'all have should be kind of like a fun. I mean, the way I see my family now, when we get together, it's stress free. You know, everybody just comes, we hang out. My brother built like this real cool backyard oasis and fix it up with some TVs and everything.
Can he come and do mine?
And oh my, I'm telling you, dude, this dude made a restroom outside so you won't have to go inside.
I need one. Okay, so we gotta get
I don't want to
together.
inside my
It
house.
was so cool.
That's what.
And whenever we get, I mean, he would like randomly just text like, "Hey, I'm gonna make some food. Y'all come up, pull up on Saturday or something." and we'll get there. And I mean, he'll make all the food. He wouldn't like, no asking like, hey, put in your share or send me money or nothing. And you just show up. You know, bring your own supplies of whatever you want to eat or chips and sides, and we'll just like watch
Dessert.
some sports or some wrestling. And I mean, it was just fun. Sometimes somebody would bring out like the loteria, and we'll start playing. I mean, that's
cool.
Yeah, that's why I like. I think
fire.
hanging out with family shouldn't be stressful.
Yeah.
It should be kind of like a way to de-stress, to
Mhm.
have a good time.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
All right, so next question.
They don't have a stressful life
I
like
don't
we
think
do.
we got a few years in us. That's
I know.
Y'all eventually learn.
Or,
But,
do y'all hang out with your siblings?
What do you mean?
I feel like, well,
Siblings and friends and family.
my siblings are a lot older than me, so, and they have their own family now, and they live far, so
Okay, well, that helps. No
it's
stress.
hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I
I
do.
think eventually you're gonna get to an age where it's I think right now you might be like still involved in your family, of course, because you live with your parents and stuff like that. But especially when you move out and it becomes more of a visitation type thing. It's not a daily thing, you know. Like
Yeah.
I see my family maybe 3 times a month or something. Sometimes it goes even 1 time a month. So it becomes kind of like a relationship like that. I mean, some people will see them a lot more often, but just kind of, you know, figure out what works for you and your family too. But it's important to keep that relationship, going, keep it strong.
Yeah, even if you don't see them, I know that I send text messages. You know, we have a group chat with my siblings, especially when we're having to talk about our children, which is our parents, and we call them our children. And then, but I talk to my parents every day. You know, I call them. If I don't call them, they call me and they start looking for me. If I don't answer, they'll call my husband. They're like, it's something wrong with Olga. But I think it's that relationship because I don't live with them anymore. I still like, hey, checking up on them. You know, they're older, so I just got to make sure that they're fine.
Yeah, I do visit my brother, but I always bring my stress to his house because I always have like an exam or something. So I always bring my computer. I'm like focused over there, but in the background. Maybe I should like
But
probably.
they're supportive. They're
Yeah,
going
they
back
are
to the
supportive.
they're back to the supportive.
Yes.
You know, I even told Jose earlier when we did recruitment, I was like, bring your homework. I know he has an exam on Tuesday. Bring your homework.
Oh,
you
really?
know, I know it's crazy.
I know you just
Yeah.
started.
That's what I was saying right now. Like, I have this calculus freaking test to worry about already.
I don't. So, but we work with you about bringing
Yeah.
your homework to work.
So going into like work environment, being professional, we talk about our relationship with professionalism and, having a work relationship. And so what are some red flags in a work environment that students, staff should pay attention to?
Well, I've been here 22 years, so I can give you a little red flags. When there's not a team, when the people are not team players, when there's some relationships that we had in other departments and things like that, where people get intimidated by your age. Like, I started here when I was in my 20s, and I moved up, and then I started teaching, and then so they felt intimidated. And I was like, dude, I'm just here to be a part of a team, you know? Even in the department that I work at, as an adjunct, I'm like, I'm here to support you and whatever y'all need. If you don't have that as a program, as a team, a department, wherever y'all go to, you have to build that, And I know that I had that support system with my boss. My boss, JD, always was very open-minded, very flexible about things. But once you have a boss, and I don't think I ever had a boss that was horrible, honestly, because I went from Galena Park ISD, working at GP High School, and then moved over to San Jac. So I always had really good, supportive, bosses that supported my education. I got my master's while I was in college, while I was working here, but I have heard horrible stories about bosses being micromanagement, not being and sticking to their own way. It's my way or the highway kind of mentality. And it's like, that's a red flag. And if, you know, and honestly, if in a toxica, but if you're not happy at your workplace, you need to find another job. You know?
And I think, you know, for me, my work experience, I had multiple different bosses, different ways that they work. One thing about me is that you kind of have to learn how to work with them. You know, every person's not going to be the same. There's different jobs, different bosses. They're not going to all work the same. And I think there's a mentality now. Like, I'm hoping. I mean, not to talk down about like how they say the new generation that gets you know, like they're not able to work with different generations. So, you know, one generation, they might find it offensive when they tell them like, hey, you got to do this, you're not doing it right, and make sure you fix it. One person might take that as like offensive, you know? Like, what? How do you not like my work? This is the way I do it.
Yeah. Like, how dare you?
Correct. And then for me, it's more like, hey, you're my boss. This is how you want me to do it. I'm going to do it that way.
Yeah.
Now, if there's ways that I can make better for me, but still, if you don't like the way that result is, you got to change it, because at the end of the day, they're your boss and you have a job to do for them. And it's just the way that, you know, I had different bosses. I remember working for A-Leaf. My first year was kind of stressful. A lot of us were stressed out, and I think it was just the way it was managed. And but I knew that, you know, I knew how to do my job, and I made sure I did it. There's a lot of stuff that I had to change to kind of please the management team. And, you know, but it was stuff like, hey, man, it got to be done. You know, I would do it a different way. Maybe you present it and maybe they don't listen, but you gave it a shot. Let's just do it what they want to. Then there's, you know, going back to what Olga said, like, if there's a job like that where you can't handle or you're like too stressed about it, there's no reason to be so stressed about it. Either start looking for another job, find another place, another job that either you could fit in more.
And respect you.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff. I mean, don't overdo it. Like every little thing that your boss tells you, like I cannot do it this way. Nope, this job is too stressful. I'm leaving. After the boss just asked you to, like, hey, show up on time, you know? And, you know, it goes like that. So, you know, you don't want to let the job stress you enough. But then again, at the end of the day, they are your boss. You do have duties, and you do have to make sure that, you know, you're completing your duties, keeping your relationship professional. That's very important too. And if you could put up with those, you know, that the way the work is meant to be or the way it's supposed to be, you could have a healthy relationship, even though some of the stuff that you do in your job you don't like 100%.
Yeah, you know? Like you can have a healthy relationship even though you don't agree 100%.
Correct.
I feel like that's where you have to have an open mind, especially when you're not in charge. Like, they're gonna do things their own way. You're gonna have to follow them. Like, you can't completely shut them out. Like, I don't know. I just think open-mindedness is very important in a workplace that you've never worked before or anything like that. Especially since you've had, like, if you've had like a lot of experience in the same workforce and then you go to a new one. It's important, the open-mindedness, even though you might know more or how to do this, the shortcut. Like, you could suggest it, but if they shut it down, they shut it down. Like, you tried.
Yeah, sometimes you go somewhere where a system is in place and it's been working, and there's no reason why you should come in and change it. You don't want to be that type of person that you get hired and be like, you know what, we're changing everything. And even though this program or this place is great, I want to do it different. And
do it my
you can't
way.
do that.
Yeah.
And then one of the biggest things, if you have a leader, you know, I became a director 5 years ago. One of the biggest things is trying to make sure what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses. Okay. And then I need to find somebody that's able to balance that out. I need to make sure that what my weaknesses are is my team, my coordinator, my advisor, my tutors, strengths. So that way, if I'm struggling on something, I'm sure one of y'all is going to help me in managing the aspect, just as long as we get the goals of the program, you know, carried out. But as a leader, you have to know which, you know, each of your coworkers, what are they capable of, and let them lead the way if they have to. But I have seen it where the leader's like, no, it's this way, and that's it.
Yeah, I think, I mean, everybody's not meant to be a leader. Sometimes you got to be a person that works on the backside and you're happy with it. Some people are not cut to be leaders.
I miss being a coordinator, by the way.
But, you know, like, I feel like, for my example, Olga's a great leader with the way I've been working here, with the staff here. I mean, and it goes a long way where she learned a lot from
JD.
Yeah.
Shout out to JD. Miss you, boss.
We're going to end up giving him a shout out every episode. I know we gave him one last time, too.
Oh, he's an amazing human being.
Of course, yes. And, and it's about, you know, learning from your management, learning how to be a good leader.
I know I became a better leader, and I'm still learning from him. You know, everything that I have become, you know, from being flexible, from being open-minded, from letting other people give me ideas, making sure that my coordinator graduated and pursued a master's was because of JD.
Yeah, and I feel like it's so much easier to work with somebody that has good leadership. Even, you know, not even working relationship, but just the business itself. I think it thrives on good leadership. You know, with bad leadership, I mean, it happens with everybody. It happens with sports teams. It happens with, you know, anything. If they have bad leadership, I mean, it crumbles or it doesn't perform good.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's like one of the big red flags in work environments is like if the leader goes down to the employee's level in the sense of like, let's say the employee is acting petty or doing something like, right, something they're not supposed to do, but the leader doesn't know how to like, how do you say it? Like, take charge or handle that adversity from and like just kind of goes down to their level, and that they're just having a petty off. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you didn't? Okay, I'm not gonna do this then. Okay, I'm gonna do this for you then. Okay, and it's like it goes back and forth, and it's like you're the leader.
You're not gonna do that. I'm gonna take out some of your hours.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make you do jobs you don't like.
Yeah, like that. You know what I mean? I feel like that's like a red flag of the work environment, because like it's a red flag of the employee. The employee shouldn't be doing that. But if the leader goes down to their level and then starts doing things out of pettiness, out of response to the response of it, I think that's also a red flag from the leader as well.
Correct. Yeah.
One of my biggest things, and y'all see it at the door frame. It says, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. You have to have that happiness in work, that peace, and that goes back to the whole relationship, the whole self-care. You have to love yourself before you can project any kind of love for anything. I love my job. Like, this is my second home. I wouldn't be here for 22 years if it wasn't that I love this place. I love the relationship that we built with our students, with our staff. I know I met Joel when he was 14, immature little kid, and now he's become very and now he's my right hand. You know, I'll see my tutors. All of my tutors have graduated and gone off, you know, to professional jobs. Some of my tutors forget about us. Some of my alumni forget about us, but I still remember y'all. You know, but it's the love, the relationship, the love that we have for our jobs. And it all started with the leadership and, you know, the leader that I had, you know, JD. And shout out to Miss Calderon, too. Miss Calderon was my Spanish teacher, and she showed me the passion of education. So she was my first mentor. She's like my second mom.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't had any bad...
What about your internships? How was the leadership there?
I feel like the leadership is honestly great. I was not expecting it. I was, because I've had other internships, and the other internships, they kind of show you kind of a highlight, like, oh, you have to do this. Like, for example, in my sales internship, they kind of give you like, oh, you're selling this, promote it like this, but they didn't really like go with you and practice with you or anything like that. Not like in this internship. They're...
What? Nothing.
The power go out?
Wait, talk?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. What's this? I didn't really press anything though.
Wait, pause it?
Talking?
Okay. Oh.
It
went back.
Yes, we're back.
Yes, we're back.
What the heck? I really just gone like this.
She lost her train.
I lost my train of thought.
You said that the internship was really nice.
Oh yeah, I like this. I wasn't expecting it at all, because well, obviously they know that I don't know anything. Like I'm just a student. I have no experience in accounting, but they really like show me how to do things, because most of the places that I've worked at, I worked in a lot of places, but most of the places that I've worked at, they're always like, oh, you need to do this, but they don't really show you. Like they just tell you, okay, this is the goals and try to get there. Like I was so used to that type of environment, while in this environment they actually teach me like how to do it. Like I don't really have to. Yes, I figure some stuff out, but most of the time they give me like handouts, like these are instructions how to do this. You could follow these, and then you could tweak it like on your own if you find a better way or stuff like that, which I really like.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool, and I feel like that's efficient. Like I think the way your earlier jobs were, I don't think that's a bad thing either. I think that helps with like makes you move your brain, and makes you have to like be on your toes and what's it called?
I mean,
like it makes your brain active.
Yeah, I'm not complaining, because from that I've learned like a lot. Like I've made a lot of mistakes. Like that made me make mistakes, and I could learn from them.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It helped me a lot.
Yeah, so, but like how you're saying, like with your internship now, I think that's really good too. Like I think that can be very efficient. I think that's very like, especially if you want it a certain way. I don't think that's a bad. I think that's really good. Like I would like that. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they give me like step by steps, but sometimes like the step by steps won't help, and there's like you have to do an extra step, and that's where I kind of have to put in like, okay, let me figure this out a little bit. Yeah. But it's not as much as the other ones, which again, like it's not bad. Like I love both, like both ways of
different
learning.
leadership.
Like, yeah.
But always ask if you're stuck on something.
Of course.
I really think that in any profession, even with me, whenever I was here, I was like, JD, can I ask you a question? And yes, he would answer every question I had. So I think the more insight you have, maybe they don't do that step because there's another shortcut, so always ask. And before you do anything, and as a director, when I moved here, it was right after COVID. Believe me, the purchasing office heard me call them every single day, because I didn't want to mess up. Like I wanted to make sure that my first year I was doing everything correctly, so I wrote everything down and things like that. So I appreciate a lot more my co-workers asking me, am I doing it right, or can I do it this way? I'm open-minded for different ideas.
Also in my interview, they even asked me that. They were like, oh, do you ask a lot of questions or stuff like that? Like what would you do like in a situation that you have no idea what to do? Like, would you ask questions? I think that's what I've noticed, that a lot of workplaces, that's what they look into, like if they ask a lot of questions.
Because you're advocating for yourself.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that don't, and then they ended up failing like badly because they didn't want to put in that step to ask a question, like whenever they're struggling.
Yeah, harder to fix it.
You're losing money, especially in accounting, Missy.
Can't have you mess that up.
No.
All right, so I think we had a good episode. Just a closing question, our last question. What does a strong support system look like while chasing goals?
Upper bound.
Yes, that is mine. That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Self-promotion.
My strong support system definitely for me was Upward Bound. I feel like a lot of my goals that I have reached.
I think Joel wants a promotion.
I think he wants a raise.
Give y'all bonus brown points. But yeah, I mean, I think I had a good support system with Upward Bound. I think they were my mentors when it came to, working professionally or applying for jobs, different things that I kind of learned while being in the program and even as an adult. And I think just, of course, you with support system, then they're not supposed to do everything for you. And having some good friends that support with, what you're doing. A good spouse or, relationship, significant other is very important as well. Yeah. Definitely a lot of stuff that I wouldn't be able to do, from, deciding to, leave my comfort zone from, a certain job and applying for other ones, after talking to my wife about it. Her supporting me, going back and getting my master's, even though me telling her that I was scared to do it because I was not the brightest student in high school or college. So for me to try to do a master's now, I'm thinking like, man, what if I fail? And she's like, you failed, and I mean, yeah. But if you don't try, you already failed. You know. Yeah, so I mean, she was real supportive. You know,
I'm
having
so glad you finished it.
yeah, yeah.
I
You
was
know,
like,
luckily it worked
wow.
out. You know, and you know, from everything that I've done, money wise, managing my money, managing my money, financially speaking, and I mean, it's always been a real good relationship, and I think so. For sure, my best relationship. Of course, my biggest supporter is definitely my wife. And there's always been people, you know, aside from that definitely helped me. But yeah, just kind of having that relationship, knowing that, you know, it's a lot easier when you have good support from your workspace, from at home, family, and friends. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I think that's leading to, like, I mean, following up that. Do y'all think y'all's significant other or like your support system, should they have interest in your hobbies?
Nah, not for me.
Like, not interest as in like they should be
Supportive.
yeah, but they should be
Supportive, yes.
as in like like how you said, like you want to talk to them about like, oh, like I really want to do this, like this is my goals and this and that, like I really want to, let's say, I don't know, I want to be a astronaut, but then they're like, okay, whatever. Like, okay, cool. Like they show no interest in it. Do y'all feel like that's a part of that support system, like that, whether that's like from your significant other or that's from your what's it called, from your family, friends? Like if they're just like, okay, cool, whatever.
I think there's a balance too.
Yeah, I think if it's a goal, like if it's financially, you know, like professionally, I think we do need that support system because at the end of the day, you know, when I was doing masters, I wasn't in a relationship, but when Joel was doing a master's, he needed that support at the house. You know, like I'm doing studying, and you know he needed that time to.
That's how I got my homework done. You know, she did it for me.
But I think with hobbies are different. Hobbies, you know, my.
Oh wait, did I say hobbies?
Yes, you mentioned.
Oh, sorry, I meant to say interests.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I think we all have different, you know, things. I still like watching novelas, and my husband watches crimes, you know, and what is it, in mystery channels and things like that. I sit with him and watch them, you know, but I think I don't have to go with him.
No, right, because we're different people.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Absolutely.
But it's the support system.
Yeah. That's what I was referring to, like, as in, like, I meant to say interests.
Goals.
I'm sorry. Yeah, goals. I didn't mean to say hobbies. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I meant to, like, interest and goals because, like, as in... because I don't know, I feel like maybe they at least a little bit, like your family should have some not like, for example, if I want to be an astronaut, I don't expect them to be super interested in planets and all these things, but at least know a little bit of something like that, I'm like of what I'm into, so I can
for them to give you those gifts for your birthday or
no
Christmas.
No, but like.
But like, oh, what's your next step? Like,
yeah, what's your next step?
Like, asking you what's your next process, like, to get to that goal.
I think it's very important for you to speak out and say, this is the next plan for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking about retirement, and everyone's like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I'll come up with a plan. I'll let y'all know. So I think with every step, every chapter of your life, you do have to kind of, you know, with that support system, your professional, your friends, your family, your spouse, you do have to make them aware. That circle of people, tribe, they will be supportive in wherever you're detouring, you know. So I think that's really important in whichever direction it takes me. You know, well, for me, you know, retirement is my next chapter, you know, soon. Yeah. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I don't know. Maybe I'll just sit on my couch and watch Netflix.
Hey, it's the way to do it. Yeah, but I think there's a balance too, you know, like if you have an idea, I mean, and it's not a good idea, and your spouse needs to be the one to tell you, like, no, you cannot do that. Like, because I have some crazy ideas. Like, there's times where I want to, like, I see an RV, I'm like, bro, let's buy an RV. Like, let's go,
I want to buy an
one.
RV too.
I know, and I'm like, I never even
what's
been
stopping us from
camping.
buying?
And then we think about, like, when we go to places, we normally don't go to, like, RV parks or nothing. We want to go out and explore. Yeah. And we never go camping. I'm like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. You know, where we're gonna store it and everything. Sometimes I try to jump.
I have room to store it at my house.
I do not. Yeah.
I want to.
Sometimes, you know, I try to jump the gun and be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then my wife's like, wait. no, that's not a smart idea.
That's
And,
why we have spouse.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I mean, next thing you know, I'm like, you're definitely right. I should not do that.
But they're interested. Like they actually consider it how they.
Yeah, they
how
know
it could
that
be
how
in
it's
your
gonna
life.
turn out, even though
Yeah.
you don't see it. They kind of know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was referring to, like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
And not completely like just
And
like,
I'd be like,
oh, okay.
Oh, you want to be astronaut? Okay.
You can't. Do
Wait,
it.
so where are we gonna go eat now? Like they could completely care less about what you're
Gotcha,
saying,
gotcha.
whether that's your family, your significant other, friends. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that. At least like show some, like how you said,
Interest.
interest, like that. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But-
how my wife is with wrestling with me. She'll know some of it.
No.
But yeah, to end the note, I mean, I think we hit some good topics. I hope you enjoyed this second episode of our UB Plugged In podcast. On closing notes, anybody got any closing notes?
Love yourself.
Yeah, love yourself.
So, healthy relationships wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And your peace, please.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, hope everybody has a good Valentine's and enjoy the holiday of love.
It's my
Man.
favorite month.
Healthy
too.
relationships, yes.
Orga's birthday.
I celebrate the whole
Oh,
month and I
yeah.
accept any kind of gifts. Any invites.
This is my Zelle.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
You know where her office is, so stop by.
All right. Y'all have a great one.
Thank you, guys. Peace out.
Bye.
See ya.